Hi, Lina.
Hi, Manny. Hey, Ran.
Hello.
Nice background.
Yes.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Hi. Hey, Lucas.
Hey. Okay, hello everyone. Okay.
So excited.
Oh, hello. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
It's our pleasure. Thank you. So,
Hi, Valerie. Hi, Jen.
okay, great. So, yeah, so we should start. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so hello everyone. It's very nice to see you all. Welcome to the artist session. So this will be a chance to hear more about data art, the climate action gallery, and more behind the scenes going on, and most importantly, to meet the participating artists and the organizational team. And it will be also open to visitors. We hope to have this in an informal setting, and we have about 1 hour. The approximate rundown will be to share a little bit more about the exhibition, and then we'll be very happy to hear more from you about your work, and to have an opportunity to chat as well. So first of all, I would like to introduce ourselves, the curators and the organizational team. So my name is Ikeshiro, and I am an assistant professor here at the School of Creative Media, City University of Hong Kong. I am the art track chair for the DACA conference, and I also co-curated the exhibition along with Lina Simon. So together we organized the exhibition and also chose additional works to supplement the works from the open call. Yeah, so first I'd like to introduce Lina Simon, who worked tirelessly in co-curating the exhibition.
Hi, Yo. Thank
Hello.
you. Yeah, hi everyone, welcome. I hope will still be people dropping in maybe a bit later, even though we're late already, let's see. But nice to see all of your faces. Welcome to this session. I am co-curating this gallery, this exhibition together with Rio. And we have another visitor, hello. Hi. And I came to Hong Kong from Vienna, Austria, to do a PhD in creative media at CTU. And Rio asked me to co-curate this gallery, not only because of my Austria connection, and funnily enough, as a kid, I was actually studying piano at the Kunstuniversität Graz, who is like the uni is the main partner of the conference. But also because I have sort of a background in music and in sound. And I have also been working for radio for a long time and for TV as well. Studied different things. For instance, did a practical MA in time-based media. And yeah, telling you a bit more about myself to motivate other people to speak more as well. So happy to be in this DACA team now alongside Rio and Grayron. Hi, Grayron.
Lina, hi. Hi, everyone. Happy to see you today. And really happy. And my name is Grayron. And for this time, the exhibition, I'm responsible for the production parts. And now I'm currently a PhD student in of creative media, and also following my supervisor, Valerie Ikeshiro. And I used to have a music and media application background, and I feel that I'm interested in sound field, so I started to explore it. And now, so this time is really a special experience for me, and also the exhibition become online is quite fun. And actually, I feel kind of I have privilege to see all of your great artworks in person. But and later we will show your artwork. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, and I'm also very happy to see that we have several participating artists from DACA here. It would be very nice if you could briefly introduce yourselves. So, in no particular order, or perhaps in order that you appear on my screen. So perhaps first, Hiromi Okumura-san. Would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes. Thank you very much for having me and having our team to this fantastic event. And my name is Hiromi Okumura, and I'm Japanese, but I am living in Virginia right now, and I am a collegiate assistant professor at Virginia Tech, and also instructor at School of Visual Arts at Virginia Tech. And here, Valerie and Jen are working with us. And when I was in Washington State University, the friend who is an environmental researcher asked me to visualize and sonify this weather station, which they created on the top of this research institute on the Washington State University. And then I thought, oh, wow, what can I do? I don't know much about those computer things because I'm a studio artist, but I know people, best people I know who can visualize and sonify, and that is Valerie Williams and Jen Kirby here, and so I contacted them, and let's work together. And actually, they worked. Basically, they worked, and here we are. So thank you for having us, and thank you, Valerie and Jen. So grateful.
Okay, and thank you. And then perhaps, so I'm just going in order to appear on my screen. So we have Per Magnus Lindberg, who you know is the chair of this conference, but he is also a participating artist. Perhaps you'd like to say something, or we can skip you as well.
Well,
or you can say something.
I can say just. I promise I won't make it long. I'm just happy to be part of the exhibition. Of course, it is a very nice privilege, and I think the website looks absolutely great. The physical gallery exhibition also looks great, you know, and we, fingers crossed, we can have some very small-sized gatherings and take people on a tour. If you are in Hong Kong, do keep in touch, you know, when this becomes possible. Okay, you hear the hesitation in my voice. So what I have proposed for the exhibition is this piece, Stairway to Helheim, which is a sound installation in a staircase, and it's multi-channel, and it's based on it's a sonification of environmental or meteorological data, I should say, from Hong Kong over 138 years, made available by the Hong Kong Observatory, our partner for the DACA conference.
Okay, thank you, Per Magnus. And then next we have Morgan Jenks.
Hello, everyone. I'm really glad to be here. It's great to be part of this exhibition with a bunch of other artists kind of focusing on the same theme. It seems a little bit paradoxical, maybe, to be taking it on as an artwork. But I'm sure everybody's kind of got their own thoughts about it as well. But I guess a little bit about me. I'm based in Texas. I've got a background in music. I started as a tuba player and kind of worked my way from there into musical composition and then into interactive media and graphics and sound and stuff. Not sure exactly what else I should say. Should I talk about the piece at this point, or should I leave that for later?
Yes, I think we'll leave that for later. Yeah, for now.
Okay.
But we'd like you to talk more about it later, if that's okay.
Sure.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm just really glad to be here with a bunch of like-minded people.
Okay, thank you, Morgan. And then next, Valerie Williams.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Okay, yes.
Okay. I'm Valerie Williams. I am a choreographer and dancer, and I work with interactive technologies in my regular life with my dancers, putting together installations that are affected, where the sound and the video are affected by the dancer's movement. So this project was really interesting to be thinking about the environment like a dancer.
Okay,
I'm sorry, I should have said, I'm based in the United States. I live in Iowa and spent all of my career touring all over the place, doing performances and my research with interactive technologies. So this was a really lovely project to work on with Jen and Hiromi and the data scientists.
Okay, thank you for joining us. And I think we should really say thank you, especially to those based in the US. I realize it must be some ungodly hour there. Yeah, so with these conferences, I think we can usually accommodate two regions, but not not all three thirds of the world. So I think. Please blame Per Magnus for abandoning the US in this. Okay, so thank you. And then next we have Łukasz Milocha.
Yes, hello. So I'm Łukasz. I'm based in Hong Kong. So actually, it's a fine hour for me. All good. And I'm currently working as a postdoctoral research fellow at Academy of Visual Arts. And I do both theoretical research and practice in the area of real-time and interactive media. I mainly work with game engines, VR, all this stuff. Yes, so that's it for now. And of course, thanks for the organizing team to be super flexible in rearranging, reshuffling, and ultimately making it happen over the past few days.
Yes, thank you, Łukasz, and thanks to you and Ando, the other artists, for being flexible as well in just adapting to these circumstances. Yes, thank you. And next, Kirby.
Hello. Yeah, thanks so much for having us. It's nice to see you all and to be here together. I'm an Irish composer. I live in London. I work in Goldsmiths University, and I'm a lecturer in electronic music and technology. So I spend a lot of my time kind of designing electronic instruments using games controllers and different pieces of tech to, I guess, sonify human movement more than anything else. So that's what I spend a lot of my time doing. I met Hiromi about 10 years ago, maybe, I'm not sure, when we were both living in Dublin. So yes, it's nice that we still find ways to collaborate and to share here. So yes, thanks very much.
Thank you for joining us. Okay. Yeah, so I was also at Goldsmiths, but perhaps I left before you arrived there. But thank you for joining us from London. Yes, thank you. And then yes, I mean because we have a small gathering with the other participants, would you like to introduce yourselves? Actually, sorry, I should say that Longman, so he is part of the events. Yes, no, on the first day, Longman was performing in one of the audio visual events. So Longman, would you like to just introduce yourself briefly? Okay, maybe he needs time to warm up. Okay, he's a very shy person, and then
okay, he sent a message. I don't have a very stable network connection, but I can hear you people clearly. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. So thanks for being here.
I think should we give other people in the room a possibility to introduce themselves as well?
Yes. So if there's no pressure to speak. So yes. But seeing as we have a small group, if you'd like to please introduce yourself. So Artemis Moroni, and you're one of the presenters, I believe. Artemis, I see that you've unmuted yourself, but I can't really hear anything.
or Miguel.
Okay, yes. So we'll come back to that. So Miguel Cruzoli. Oh, hello.
Hello, I turn on the
Hi.
camera just for a minute. Very nice to meet you all. I'm Miguel, I'm from Argentina. I'm based in Copenhagen, where I'm doing the research degree at the Rhythmic Music Conservatory. I'm a composer, a saxophone player, and I'm doing my research project. It's on data sonifications for participatory sound installations and contemporary compositions. And I play very much with the aesthetic fields of sonification and how we can interact with them to create awareness and engagement. Sorry, with the audience.
Okay, thank you, Miguel, for joining us. And then we have Joyce Koh. Yes. Hi, Joyce. You're muted.
Yeah, right. Hello everyone. I'm Joyce Koh. I'm based in Singapore, and I compose music. Yeah, and we just recently did a film, which is a kind of artistic expression of climate change for dance. It's a dance music film. So I'm really looking forward to Valerie's exchange or presentation later. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks everyone. I think that's it for now. Rio, can you see anybody else in the room?
Artemis, but perhaps Artemis.
Yeah, maybe we can
introduce herself later on when she, when she can.
Right. Yes. Thanks everyone. We'll have a chance to hear more from each other in a bit. Great to hear about your background so far. And feel free to jump in anytime. We first thought, you first might like to see a bit of the space and how your work is presented physically, because as you know, initially the exhibition was planned as a physical exhibition. And perhaps Rio can show us just 2 or 3 photos of the entrance of the gallery, the Singing Waves Gallery at this Creative Media Center.
One more?
Yes, one more. This is us. You know, us now without a mask as well. And you might notice our matching outfits.
It's a nice space.
Yes.
It's a huge space. Wow.
It's nice, yeah. It's nice if you can be there. Yeah. Right.
Sorry, do you have a photo of Creative Media Center as such, so people not from Hong Kong can see it, like the how big the space is, or you don't have one? If you don't have one, it's okay. They can search online. Run show Creative Media Center.
Yeah, so perhaps it's worth pointing out that we live in we work in a building designed by Daniel Liebeskind. So we live in a building with no right angles, which means you can take great pictures. There are always many people taking selfies outside, but it does pose challenges when you want to exhibit something. So because every time you want to hang something on a wall, there's no straight wall, so you have to make a wall first. Yes. We've made the best of this situation. Okay.
Right. And in the image before, you could also see Jen, who was also in charge of keeping an overview of all the equipment and in the actual space and making everything run.
Yes. Actually, we set up everything in the Singing Waves Gallery at Creative Media Central, and altogether there are 18 works in the space. And the setup process, actually, we spent like nearly 1 month, and also together with our contractor Shaq, that it's a really fantastic exhibition that we can see that it's quite big space and lots of artwork. Is really good. Yeah.
Right, I just sent a link, a Facebook link of the School of Creative Media. There is a photo of the building itself. And actually Gassin Fong, she also took a lot of the, lot of photos of the space itself. And perhaps we can share a few of them at a later point with you, with everybody, like with anybody's interested. And for now, to give you an overall impression, we would like to show you the trailer that we made with Green Mock. Perhaps you have seen it on the website already, but because it's so nice, we would like to show it again. If Rio can share it.
And actually, our filming recorder, that Green, has also been working on more individual clips of each artwork. So maybe you can check back the gallery website regularly for updates. And he also made a quick walkthrough of the space that you can see it in details. And but now one work had a technical issue that at this time, like Zhanghua's projection is white instead of black. So, but we will sort out this soon. But we still will share the walkthrough to give you idea of the gallery. Yeah.
Okay, so this has no music, so it's fine to talk over it.
Right. My Zoom was lagging a bit. Classic. I hope you could still see some of the moving images that were actually moving and not standing still on me, like on my screen. Okay. Yeah, we would like to now hand the mic back to you, and just to meet, greet, exchange. And I see that Vincent joined this room. Hi, Vincent. Thanks for joining.
Hi, sorry for being late.
No, thanks for being here. Where are you? I think you are based in Tokyo, aren't you?
I was, but now I'm in Amsterdam.
Oh, I see. Would you like to introduce yourself or tell us a few sentences?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Vincent Ruiters. I'm Dutch. So hi everybody. Nice to meet you. So I've been living in Tokyo for the past 9 years. That's where actually I met Ray, who also works at the City University of Hong Kong. Before he actually was into media art, and I kind of introduced him to the media art world actually. So he's a good friend of mine also. And then after 9 years, recently I've moved back to Amsterdam, and now I'm basing my artist practice here. And I've been working on the project Chikuchi together with Ray, but also with the help of Kasin, who is also a graduate at the City University, great programmer. So yeah, we've been working and developing this work, and we're honored to be able to exhibit it at the Data Art for Climate Action gallery and exhibition. But we're presenting a mobile version, so a very accessible mobile version of our artwork, which is a game actually.
Right, and we did share the QR code to your work on the website, didn't we? So you can
exactly.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but I am so interested in your background image of the Vincent. What is this about? Yes, would you please tell us?
So I don't know exactly what the schedule is for this Zoom session, but I could actually also show you some images of the exhibition, of how it showed. Like, is it okay, Lina?
I think that yes, if there is time, but yes, so perhaps yes, perhaps if everyone would just like to to say a little bit about the artworks, yes, that would be nice.
I think we have like 15 minutes left, right?
Yeah.
Approximately.
Yes, no, thank you, Vincent, for joining us. And yeah, so we actually we did introductions to ourselves, so it's good you joined. Perhaps we could start with yes, Hiromi-san and the team. Well, mostly because you have the biggest team here. Yeah, so perhaps you could yes, just briefly introduce your work to us.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead. Yeah. Oh yeah, my work, sorry, or Hiromi's work. I was kind of confused.
Oh, I meant Hiromi's work.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
It's kind of like Valerie and Jen's work. So take it away, please, Jen and Valerie, about visualization.
I'm working on the sonification, and Valerie is doing the but obviously being pulled from the same data. Valerie, would you like to tell us a little bit about the visuals then?
Yeah, I have it up on my other computer. The visual works from some of Hiromi's artwork, some video that Hiromi has done, and I am manipulating that by using data from the rooftop at the Packer building.
excuse us, but I have this visualization of Valerie's Isadora on my computer. May I share the screen? If it's okay.
Yo.
I did. Anyway, please go ahead, Valerie. This is Valerie's visualization.
Oh, okay. Let me get rid of this cap. There we go. Yes, so you can see from the programming in Isadora that well, actually, what we did for the installation is slightly different than what we put up at the Packer building, because at the Packer building, it is real time. We are calling the data, and then the visuals are responding to that data. The most obvious one is looking at the wind direction and the wind speed, and that's related in the birds. I actually really like these birds coming out of this almost abstracted map. So we went through lots and lots of static and not static visuals to see what would best show what's happening. So we are looking, actually, I'm looking at this. So every minute the data changes, and we call this data every minute to see what changes are happening in real time. Sorry, what else shall I say about it?
I can jump in if you want.
Yes.
So yeah, just to kind of say what we're trying to achieve with this is to get people to re-engage even in real time, which is obviously very difficult because when you condense this data, you really see what's happening, but when you experience it in real time, it's impossible to do so. But the idea was that if we don't find ways of doing that, then we won't find ways of creating action. So one of the ideas of bringing the outside indoors, because we spend so much time indoors, is to get people to re-engage with it. So it's not only purely kind of sonification and visualization, but also kind of bringing in other kind of natural sounds that are outside. So bird song and kind of ambient sounds that you'd find in nature, and also just to try and immerse the audience member or the listener or person experiencing in a setting that will encourage them not only to engage with their local weather, but to engage with weather systems that are not local to them. So yeah, it's kind of the aim of engaging people through empathy, to be able to connect with not just their own local weather systems, but weather systems further afield.
Totally. Thank you very much, Jen and Valerie. And Jen, I try to bring up your sound sonification file, but somehow my computer is failing. And if you like to, if you have file and share to the group, that would be fantastic.
I think people can see some of that on the exhibition. I'm just conscious that we don't have loads of time, and there's more people who, if anyone wants to ask me questions about it, I'm sure you can find my contact details. I'd be happy to discuss it, but I'm conscious that you might want to move on to other artists as well. Thank you.
Yes, no, thank you. And so with the works, we've tried to present them online. So with certain works, we've had to go for like a video render, so it's not real time, but we have a version that I guess simulates how it looked and sounded at one particular point in time. Yeah, so that's the case with your work, and so that is available on the gallery website now. So please do have a look. So yeah, so thank you. And then perhaps I could ask Morgan. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us for many of the sessions today as well. So perhaps you could just very briefly introduce your work.
Sure. Hopefully the connection stays stable. Just as you were speaking, it got really choppy. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Cool. Great. So I contributed the industrial average campfire work. It's basically a virtual campfire that is a stock market ticker. And the origin of the piece came about in the last COVID years or so. I saw all this activity around stock trading and things like this, and was sort of feeling a bit lost in terms of being an artist and like making a living. And so I got interested in this and started looking into it, and really quickly became disillusioned with the whole process of trading and things like this. But this idea about money being a kind of perfectly exchangeable value, right? It's really useful on one hand, but also really easily manipulated on the other hand. And I feel like it's a critical point, maybe the key lever in addressing climate change, that maybe the key reason why major players in the world have continued to basically degrade the situation. But on an individual level, it's really seductive to sort of the sort of caveman brain, archaic, necessary survival instincts that we have are latched on to this thing that is completely immaterial at this point. And this sort of the way that I'm sure everybody's had the experience of sitting at a campfire and really being in a sort of sublime moment, just watching the campfire go, and this sort of sublime of financial transactions that are happening in the current time. I think I kind of wanted to play that juxtaposition. So I can talk about technical aspects of the work if anybody's interested, but hopefully I was able to get the point across.
Yes, and I think, perhaps, in reference to things like high frequency trading some time ago, people were using this expression, like the subprime sublime. That's the rate at which these automated transactions happen, just at the scale that's beyond our comprehension.
Right.
Yes, the time scales which are just so minuscule. Beyond our understanding.
It's sort of oftentimes I feel really alienated from nature and completely dependent on this house that I'm in and the grocery store, and I'm not really producing my own food except for maybe like a salad's worth of lettuce per year, something like this, maybe a week's worth of salads or something like this, right? But the way that our survival has become so complex, it's sort of confounding. Yeah, the sublime of it, right? It's beyond human comprehension in a way.
Yeah, sorry, I took liberties with how you were expressing it, but yes, yes, in on some level, I think in your work, all these aspects are also there. Yes, as well. Okay, yes, thank you, and yes, because we don't have that much time, so perhaps I can ask Vincent just to talk about your work with Ray quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. So what you see behind me is a full installation of the work that we've been developing, and it started kind of thinking about like the gap between like what we're familiar with in our surroundings, and it kind of taps into what Morgan says is about like being sort of distanced from your natural environment, right? And when I'm thinking about like where I used to live, Tokyo, or places like Hong Kong, I think a lot of people, especially of the millennial generation, they grow up with technology around them and consumer culture, pop culture around them, not so much nature, right? So they feel, and right now, as I'm in my 30s and stuff, there's this great nostalgia for this consumer culture and pop culture, things like Nintendo or something, but also Tamagotchi. So there's this sort of great sort of intimacy with these products, but there's this huge gap. When I see sort of burning forests, of course I feel bad, but there is not this direct link for me, because I didn't grow up in the forest. I grew up, in a concrete jungle. So I feel more like a bond with these pop culture icons like Tamagotchi or something like that, or Mario. That's why we've made a Tamagotchi that represents nature, sort of as a Trojan horse, to get people from a certain demographic like mine to connect to nature in a different way, in an alternative way. And what we did is that we linked the data of the degrading forest, like the forest surface of the Amazon rainforest. It's shrinking. So we linked that data to the health state of the Tamagotchi character, which is Amazonchi. It's like a tree guy, a little tree character. And so if the Amazon will disappear, that Tamagotchi character will die. Amazonchi will die. So there's also sort of this commenting on the fact that although as consumers we feel as if we're very contributing to the climate change, or we can influence it by not refusing a plastic grocery bag or something, there is this huge gap between the actual economic situation and the gravity of it, and the political aspect through which we don't have much direct influence, but the idea that we do have influence as consumers, which is actually like a lot. I think this may be a bit cynical, but it's more like an idea, right? So this helplessness is also expressed in this game, through which you can make the Tamagotchi character, you can make him happy, or make him you can play games or give him snacks or something. He becomes happy for a short while, cheerful, but his critical health status doesn't improve. That's linked to the actual state of the Amazon rainforest. So that's sort of the message we're trying to put in there. And there's this game. We actually have a good game. Now it's become mobile. Normally it's like a big installation, like in the background. But at in Hong Kong right now we have a mobile version with a QR code. And actually, if you run Firefox, I think it runs on Firefox the best. So if you haven't run Firefox, I just put the link in the chat. You can just open it and do it later for yourself, play around with it a bit. So it has become more accessible as a mobile application. So we're planning to do more characters that represent more areas of the nature that are critically endangered, and start spreading this awareness. I'm also working on actually using this artwork to fund donations to the Amazon rainforest funds. So it becomes less of a sort of a helpless situation, to bring a little bit of positive twist to it instead of just cynical. So it's still a work in progress, and this is sort of the first stage of our product, of our project. Yes. So that's my explanation, I guess. Yeah, and so I think also I'll later show, I'll just put the link onto a web page where you can see all the different versions that we have, because it's gone through all these different versions, and each sort of installation type has its own symbolic, because the things in the back you see here, they're actually sort of graves for fossilized chikuchis for natural areas that already have, you know, just been destroyed. And the symbolic language we're using here, this one is sort of like a sort of religious sort of a pile, you know, which Indian cultures like Native American culture works with pile to honor the dead, like piles of stone. But we've also made other versions that have these old Japanese, the kofun. They're actually a sort of imperial tombs of Japan, like pyramids. So we made it in that shape, just sort of trying to reflect on like, how do we position ourselves as humans, as a culture, towards the areas that already have been destroyed, like, you know, the natural areas. So should we honor them? Should we, you know, mourn them like the dead? Is it, you know, how do we, to ask those questions about, you know, how do we sort of spiritually, intellectually relate to the things that we already have been destroyed? And that's why we made like the bronze fossils of chikuchi devices, like little Tamagotchi devices. Yeah. So please also have a look at those links I send in the link for extra additional material on the chikuchi project that I did with Ray. And of course, Kasin used to be a research assistant at the university. She did all the programming, and she's so great. We couldn't have done it without her.
Okay, thank you. So the first link is yes, is on the website. Yes. So please have a look, and then perhaps we'll add the second one as well from your website as well.
Yeah, that would be great.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, you know, you brought up, you know, various issues about, you know, what art dealing with climate change can achieve, and yes, this discrepancy between individual action or what we can do and the effects that might have, or the lack of, or how we can affect policy change, if that's ever possible. Hopefully those things will come up in the next session. So I think we will have to wrap up. Yes, I realize we haven't gone through Łukasz and Magnus, but Łukasz did present in the previous session.
Joyce had also had to leave a bit earlier. I think she wanted to get in touch with Valerie. Yeah, she was, we showed her film Infinite Octagon as an audiovisual event. So she's not part of the exhibition of the space, but maybe you can have a look at the timetable on the website. And we included the whole film, and you can watch it online, and maybe we can also get you in touch if you're interested in conversing at another point offline.
Do you have the link to that?
Yeah, I will send the link to the gallery again.
Oh, I have that.
And there is a table saying events.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, when did we show that? On the first day, right?
Yes.
Yes, so you should, you should be able to see it under Monday. Right. And I think because Rio is also chairing the next panel, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, so please do join us for the yes, so please do join us for the next panel. So we have several people on the panel, but we hope to open it up to the audience later on. Yes, so thank you everyone. It was very nice to meet, especially seeing as, you know, we didn't have a proper opening, as would be the case. But thank you for joining us on Zoom. Please do look around the gallery website. And yes, please spread the word about this project. And thank you also to all the artists for making their works accessible online for 3 months and for being flexible and for participating.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everybody. And nice to meet you. Stay in touch and keep up the good work.
Yeah, thank you. I wish we can all meet in real life at some point.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Everybody, bye.